Good morning, everybody. Woke up in the morning, said, you know what? Let's do a spaces. Now, it might be a little bit loud outside because I'm in paradise. Flat out. I'm in paradise, and I'm going to sit in my balcony and enjoy looking at this ocean and the sun come up and all the good stuff. So there might be a little bit of a background noise. Sorry, but not really. But what I really want to talk about today is the end of Red Pill Twitter. Because the number one guy, the guy who started the whole community, the Red Pill community, Rollo Tomasi, made the mistake of inviting me in studio. And as you people know, who've been listening to me for quite a while, I never lose a debate, ever. I destroy people. Because when it comes down to it, when people think they're going to be debating a numerologist and astrologer, they pretty much think they're going to be dating some liberal chick who's been divorced 3 times and talks about Mercury retrograde every 2 seconds. That's not the case with me. With me, you get something different. With me, you get someone of a high IQ level who can bring numerology and astrology down to any level. Sports, stocks, history, personal life, it does not matter. And because I can throw so many facts to people, if people have some sense, if people have some logic, it's going to start making sense. And then, there goes the whole narrative. That's how it's going to work, folks. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see these red pill guys switch up on numerology and astrology very, very quickly. As soon as I go in studio and I do what I do with Rollo, these guys are going to start flipping up very quickly. Oh, I never said anything bad about numerology. No, that was astrology I was talking about with these liberal women. No, numerology. That's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear that 24/7 coming up because when I make examples of people, that's what happens. It's a 7-day numerology. What are you doing today? I got today marked down as the day I have to study Tunisian history and go more into Ottoman history. That's what I'm doing because when it comes to numerology, even though I don't know it all, ain't no one going to teach me anything about the subject. You're not going to teach me. You're not going to teach Bill Gates anything about making money. You're not going to teach Michael Jordan anything about playing basketball. You're not going to teach me anything about playing, numerology. Yeah, there is stuff more to learn, but that's the type of stuff I learned from my higher self. Different timelines. Ain't no one going to help me with that subject here. I promise you that much. On a 7-day numerology, learn, study. Put the gym in the background. Not the day to be going out to the gym. Might get a pec tear. Might injure yourself. Not the day. Exercise your mind today. Body on other days. I mean, listen, if you really want to, exercise today, you don't really have to go for the gym or you could hurt yourself. You don't go for a run where you could, twist your ankle. I mean, the best workout to have on the 7-day is sex. Assuming you guys have a bed, it's not a hardwood floor, you're not doing it against the wall. Sex is the best workout on 7 days, so that's what you people should be doing on 7 days. And this is assuming you guys actually have a partner to do something like that with. I don't want you to find anyone off the streets because I'm not Red Pill Twitter. I'm not going to promote having hundreds of hoes, getting chlamydia, STDs, herpes. I'm not going to promote that garbage. That's just not me. Other people are going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, yo, you got to get this hoe on the team. You got to sleep with this girl. For what? For what? Let me ask you guys something. If you can get a woman into bed within the first day, first hours meeting her. You think you're the only one? You think you're the only one who's got game like that? Sorry, not the way. And I want you to understand something. Virgins and women with low body counts are to be honored by society. They really are. Because I don't think people understand how difficult it is to be a woman, to be an attractive woman, and not to be a hoe in the UK, Canada, America, Western society. Because that's what society teaches you. It teaches you to look good, open your legs, get what you want, and get material resources out of men. But if you're actually a 5 life path or someone else who's extremely attractive and a woman, and you keep that chastity belt around your fucking neck, man, nothing but respect. Nothing but respect to you. You know, I know women who do nothing but hold hands with the guy. And yeah, the guy's definitely older. They do nothing but hold hands with the guy, maybe give him a kiss on the cheek on his birthday and a picture of them in a bikini, and that's it. They just go out there, give them company, and guess what? They go to Nordstrom's, shopping sprees, Saks Fifth Avenue, get 10,000, 15,000 worth of clothes. And you know what they do afterwards? They say, oh, baby, let me get that receipt. And they return all of that stuff within a week, and they take all the cash. And they didn't have to sleep with anybody. They didn't have to open the OnlyFans. They didn't have to sew their... They didn't have to do anything. Those are hustlers. And those type of hustlers should be respected for what the they are. But most women don't have sense like that. Most women do not. I mean, hell, even if you're an average looking broad, even average looking woman, you can do things to enhance yourself to basically be running circles around these men. And I want people to understand something. Most men are betas. And I'm not talking about, listen, you can have guys go to the gym. You can have a guy who has a good lip. But if you can't say no to a woman, you're a beta. If you can't say no to a woman, you are a beta male no matter what you look like. Never, ever let a woman control you, because I got to be honest with you. If you listen to a woman and you fail, don't blame the woman. I want to repeat. If you listen to the woman and you fail, never blame the woman. Blame yourself. You know, I've told the story many times, but a Twitter Spaces I did about 3 months ago really, really sticks out. A gentleman called, and basically started talking to me, and he said he left Japan and went to Indonesia because his wife wanted to. And he followed her there. And he found himself a new job. He followed the woman there because she wanted to go there. And then all of a sudden they're having problems. And within 18 months, she leaves back and she takes the kid, and the guy can't leave because that's where he has his job. And, if he does, then he's not going to have any money. You understand how that works. But basically, he was crying on the phone to me, telling me, yo, Gary, she left me and she took my kid, this evil woman. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Did you go to Indonesia based off what she wanted to do? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you switched your whole career, switched your whole job just because she wanted to go to Indonesia. And he's like, correct. And then she left and took the kid back. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, how is that her fault? That's your fault, bro. You followed the woman, and now you pay the consequences of following the woman. Because I would say maybe 15, most likely a lot less, women are capable of being in leadership positions. Now, a lot of women can offer good advice, but they're not leaders. They just aren't. Okay? There are some exceptions. I mean, if you have one energy, you can be a leader. Look at all the women on Shark Tank. Lori, Barbara, straight one energy. So obviously there are exceptions, but overall, you follow a woman, you're going to the depths of hell. And guess what? Don't blame her. Blame yourself, because you're the moron who followed her off a cliff. People just don't get it. People just don't get it, and they never will. You follow the woman, you will fail. It's that simple. You know, I'm gonna tell you what I tell my son. I tell my son, there's 2 women you have to listen to in life. Well, maybe 3. 1, your mother. You have to listen to your mother because she is your mother. And it's the man who has to enforce that. And you best believe I do. The second thing I tell him is you have to listen to your wife. Now, do you listen to everything your wife tells you? Of course not. But when you're in a partnership and a relationship and your wife wants some things, then she has to have some things. It's that simple. So this is what I tell my son. And I also can add his grandmother on the list too. Other than that, I don't tell him you don't have to listen to a goddamn woman in your life. I don't give a f*** she's your teacher, your principal. I don't give a f*** who she is. This is what I tell my son. And this is what I'm telling all of you. Every single one of you. You know, women always talk about how much they hate beta males. Well, stop creating them. Who's creating these beta males? They're created when you have kids who have no father figures around them. That's how beta males are created. Facts. That is how beta males are created. I tell my son a lot of things. I tell him not to take the and half the people in his class who took the he tells me there's something off with them. He's like, they don't run as fast and they don't think as fast and they start stuttering now. Yeah, that that doing exactly what it was designed to do. Exactly what it was designed to do. You know, when you're in a relationship, and the reason I'm talking about relationships on the 7 day is because I want you to learn. Don't start a relationship today, but learn about being in a relationship. Okay? When you're in a relationship with a woman, let her make the majority of the decisions. I want to repeat this. Let her make a majority of the decisions. From what to cook to dinner, to when to wash the clothes, to what the kids should wear. These are decisions every day that have to be made. And those are decisions your woman should make with very little interference from you. You know, obviously, if there's some colors you don't want, you know, things of that nature, you say, you know, your piece, but a majority of the decisions should be made by the woman. Yet the big decisions, the 35 to 40% of the big decisions in a relationship must be made by a man. Because if you follow the woman, you blame yourself. If you follow the man and you fail, then you blame the man. If you're going to talk all this red pill stuff, and then you're going to hold women to the same standards as men, then you're full of How are you going to talk down to women, blah, 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 24/7, and then hold them to the same standards as men? It doesn't make logical sense to me, and I'm a logical person. So I try to make sense of things. And when people tell me all this stuff about women, which is usually true, but yet you're following her and you're letting her make the decisions, doesn't make sense. You make the woman and you follow the woman's lead on small decisions, which should be 60-65% of the decisions you make every day. The big decisions, where to move, what to do for a living, things of that nature, unless your woman's doing better than you in life. And if that's the case, Uh, I'm sorry to hear that because when a woman makes more money than you, the power dynamic of a relationship changes. The man's not the alpha anymore. No matter what you do, no matter what you look like, if your woman makes more money than you're not the alpha in the relationship. Sorry, it's the facts. Even if you're paying for everything and she's still making more money than you're not the alpha in the relationship. As a man, well, I mean, some men are okay with a woman making more. This is what we call beta males. If you're okay with your woman making more money than you know, now some people would bring up the fact that, their woman's an OnlyFans star and she's making millions of dollars. Bro, listen, I'm going to make this abundantly clear. If your woman is bad like that, and I mean bad like that, and she's making money on OnlyFans, I hope she ain't naked. Because guess what? When you have kids, those kids grow up, and everything that's on the internet stays on the internet. You sure you want naked pictures out there? Now, it's one thing to dress sexy, put on a red dress, show a little chest, show some legs. That's cool. That's a woman flexing her power. And again, there's a place and time for everything. Not every day, not every day. Place and time for everything. Woman flexes on stuff like that. She should. A man's wisdom, beauty is in his wisdom. A woman's wisdom is in her beauty. You look at all the women on ESPN. What do you think they got there? Because of intelligence? That's how they got there. No, they got there because they looked good and they wore knee pads for the right dude. That's how they got in. But there's also another side to that. There's also women out there who take sexy pictures, but they're anything but freaks. Some women out there, they get off on the fact that guys want them. They literally get off and they get energy from that fact that guys want them. There's women out there who are dime pieces, dress sexy as hell, take pictures, but they ain't sleeping with anybody. They ain't doing anything. They will literally go out there, make their hair, do their nails, buy a dress, put it on Twitter, put it on IG, just to get guys to want them. And that's all they want. There's women out there like that, guys. There really are. Unfortunately for us men, well, not for me. I'm married to my dog piece. So I'm good. Unfortunately for most of you guys, most women who do stuff like that, and they ain't virgins, they ain't even close. Not even close. And the difficult part, not just for men and for women too, is not just to find a good person, not just to find someone who's compatible with numerology and astrology. Now you got to worry about it. Now, you sleep with a person, especially if you're a woman, you're in trouble, right? You do understand that, right? And guys, even though it's worse for a woman to sleep with a man than a guy to sleep with a woman, let me tell you something. I ain't just talking to Libras out there, too. Some of you guys like going down on women. I mean, listen, I'm a married man and I don't really partake. But some of you guys like doing stuff like that. I can't imagine using my tongue on something that other guys pipe down. And God knows how many. God knows how many. And then you want to put your tongue into that? But this is me talking to people post. Man, you might yourself. You're gonna go down on a woman? What do you want? Throat cancer? How quick you want to die, bro? I mean, you want to talk about Russian roulette? There you go. You want to talk about Russian roulette? That's what it is right there. Going down on the woman. Because I don't know how long you got after that, bro. Some of you people out there, you're real special. That's all I'm going to say. You're real special. Oh, God. You know, we live in a society where the media tells us that 40% of the kids nowadays identify as bi or trans or... Why do you think they did that? Because they want to destroy the family unit. Why do they want to destroy the family unit? Because if you don't have a family to depend on, there's only one thing left. Big Daddy government. Just look at the LGBT so-called community. I use that term loosely. They were the most people in the world, at least in Western society. 93% of LGBT got... They trust the government. The government's their daddy. They'll do what they're told. Sheep going right over a cliff. They don't give a... All they give is their pronouns. Can you imagine brainwashing someone to that point where the only thing they care about is you fuck out? Do you understand how mentally ill you are? I mean, good job by the CIA. Good psyop, guys. I mean, to not only convince the kids, but to have the parents go for it? Wazow. That's all I get to say about that. That's impressive. You know, you got to give the devil what they're due. One guy I always talk about is Barack Obama, who's the shadow president of the United States. I always talk about how he has a good mouthpiece. One of the few people in the world got a better mouthpiece than me. He's good. He's good. And because of that, he got into the White House. It wasn't because of talent. It was because of his ability to communicate, being a master communicator. Why am I good? Why am I known as the best numerologist in the world? Other than the fact that I actually am. Why? Because I can actually talk. I can actually articulate my words in a logical manner that makes sense, which is something women are pretty incapable of doing, which is why they're all into their Western astrology, Mercury retrograde, Venus in this house, blah, blah, blah. Me, I'll actually give you facts. John Jones, born in the year of the cat, wins his first title in 2001, a cat, 2011, a cat year, re-wins it in 2023, another cat year. What do you think? That's a coincidence? See, you throw facts at people like that, things start making sense. America's economy last year was garbage. America found in the monkey year, the enemy of the tiger. Last year was the tiger year. Same reason Andrew Tate got famous, because he's a tiger in tiger year. You can show people this stuff works in everyday life, but if you go to these Western astrologers, they're going to start telling you to look at this house, look at this, look at that, and by the end of the day, you'll be more confused than when you started. It just amazes me how all of these Western astrologers know all this, but they can't keep a man or a woman. Or they're broke. How do you know so much about life? How do you know everything and you're broke? So anyways, going back to what I was originally saying, I'm about to tear this red pill community up. Not because I don't agree with a lot of their conservative stuff, I do. Those talking points are my talking points. But this manosphere of, numerology and astrology isn't real, well, that obviously we know that isn't true. And after I shove this shit down people's throats, there's going to be a couple steps that happens. Number one, there's going to be just complete shock that I completely destroyed these guys. Second, what's going to happen is you're going to start having people convert. And then lastly, once enough time has passed and people have converted, and it's happened because of me, those same guys who I converted would start telling you, Gary, you didn't invent numerology. That's how it always works. Same people were my haters a couple years ago telling me this is nonsense are using the same information put out there and still talking shit. I mean, that's such negative karma on the person. After you imprint the thought process. That's why when people join GG33, the academy or anything, they start seeing 33, they start seeing 1111 all the time because you've tapped into the frequency. Anyways, I hope everyone has a productive 7-day. Try to learn something new. If you need exercise, have sex. Probably the safest way to have exercise. You know, there is a reason that 7 starts with the same 2 letters that sex, but again, that could be a coincidence. This has been a GG33 production.